Hello, I'm Ralph Wetherell with Agent Owned Real Estate, the Premier Group, and I want to take a moment and introduce myself as a manager and broker in charge of the real estate offices up in the north area of Charleston. And I wanted to thank you for running your house through us. We have offices throughout the Charleston area, and we manage roughly about 800 properties. So we're awfully glad that you selected to be one of our tenants, and we hope the experience is very good for you. We'll be introducing in this video and during the time that you watch us our property management staff. We have a very competent staff, and they handle the needs for the owners and the tenants, and we're just excited to have you with us.
Hi, my name is Karen Smith, and I'd like to welcome you to Agent-Owned Property Management. Thank you so much for choosing us for your rental needs. I've got a great team.
I'm Brenda Ayers.
Jennifer Davis. Michaela Anthony.
And we'd like to welcome you to our big family. Welcome to Agent-Owned Property Management. We're going to start by going through the rental agreement. On page 1 at the very top, please make sure that we have your name spelled correctly. Below that, you will see the address of the property that you will be renting. In the middle of page 1, you're going to see the rental amount per month. Please make sure that if you pay with checks or money orders, you make them all out to Agent-Owned Realty. Rent is always due on the 1st and will be considered late on the 5th. If you have not paid by the 5th, the morning of the 6th, we are going to assess a one-time late fee. If we still have not received payment by the end of the 6th, you will receive a non-refundable $75 fee added to your ledger. This will be the cost for starting the eviction process. At the bottom of page 1, you'll see a per diem amount. This is the amount of rent that you pay per day to live in this rental unit. At the top of page 2, please make sure that all the names of anyone living in this unit are clearly spelled out and spelled correctly. Underneath that, there should be a total number of occupants. Please ensure that that number is correct. If you pay us with a check or money order, and for whatever reason the bank decides they are going to send it back to us, the bank does charge Agent-Owned $30. This fee will be added to your ledger and will be the responsibility of you to pay. Please let us know if someone will be staying with you for more than 7 days. We require this so that no friends or family move in that are not on the lease. In section 11, if any utilities are included in the rent, please make sure that they're spelled out here. At the very bottom of page 2, tenant obligations. What this states is that you are required to do normal upkeep of the property. Number 1, please report any maintenance issues directly to our maintenance department. Keeping your grass cut and edged, keeping your garbage in the proper receptacles and stored away when it's not garbage day. And also to change your HVAC filters every 30 days. At the top of page 3, maintenance and pest control, please note that when you pick up your keys and take possession of the unit, you have 3 days to report back to us if there's any sort of pest infestation. And of course, we do live in South Carolina. That's not one dead bug in the corner of the room. It's going to be like that piece of bubble gum on the sidewalk covered in ants. That is an infestation. If you do report that within 3 days of taking possession, the owner will pay to remedy this. After the 3 days is over, it's going to be completely your responsibility. Moving along, you'll see essential appliances. Please make sure that all the appliances you are getting with this property are checked off. We do not require that you carry renter's insurance. However, we strongly recommend that you look into some. It doesn't cost very much, and you never know when you're going to need it. When you pick up your keys from us, nobody has the right to enter your home unannounced. You have rights just like the owner would have rights living in the property. Please note that we do come through every 6 months to do a routine walkthrough. We try to email you, call you, whatever means possible to schedule a good day and time with you. But if we're unable to reach you, we may send you a 24-hour notice that we will be entering the property to do this routine walkthrough, and we will lock up and make sure the lights are off when we're done. Any other arrangements for vendors or whoever will be made through you and approved by you. At the very bottom of page 3, if you are in the military, please make sure that both of the spaces are filled out Charleston. This clause states that if you receive orders to relocate out of the Charleston area and you provide us with a copy of those orders, you can break your lease with no penalty. At the top of page 4, you'll see a definition for a 30-day notice. As stated earlier, if we do not receive a 30-day notice at the end of your lease term, you will automatically go on a month-to-month lease. When you do submit a 30-day notice, please note, for example, if it's given to us on February 15th, that does not mean that you can be out of your lease March 15th. The definition states that you have to stay through the next full calendar month. Section 21 gives us the authority to take possession of the property back if you have abandoned the home. The last paragraph on this page talks about your security deposit. Please make sure the amount is correct. This will be held in a non-interest-bearing escrow account for the duration of your lease. This money will not be used for anything, including your last month's rent. When you move out and turn possession of the property back over to us, we have 30 days to mail you your refund. Moving right along to page 5, at the top you'll notice all of the items that you should be receiving when you come to pick up your keys. This would include any garage door openers, pool passes, mailbox keys, etc. Item 23, non-compliance with the rental agreement. This will go into further explanation of the process that takes place when rent is not paid. And at the bottom of this page, please note there are prohibited items that are not allowed in any of our rental homes. This would be satellite dishes being attached to the roofs, antennas, water beds, and large aquariums. On the top of page 6, you'll see pets. If you have a pet moving into the property with you, there is either going to be a one-time non-refundable pet deposit, or the second blank there would be if there's any additional pet rent that will be due every month. If you do not have a pet, and this is NA'd out, please keep in mind that our rental homes do not authorize any pets, nor do we authorize any visiting pets. Item 33, rental rate adjustment. You are locked in to the rental rate you are currently paying for the entire duration of this lease. The rental rate can only be adjusted when this lease is over before a renewal has been signed. And at the very bottom of this page, the broker hold harmless paragraph. Essentially what this states is that if you, a family member, or someone over at your home falls and hurts themselves, you are not allowed to come sue myself, agent owned, my broker. This would be something that you would have to direct at the owner. At the top of page 7, rules and regulations. Please be aware that if you are renting in a neighborhood that has covenants and restrictions, it is your responsibility to abide by all the CCR guidelines. If there are any fines issued for violations of these covenants and restrictions, you will be responsible to pay these fines. Joint responsibility. This states that whoever the tenants listed on this rental agreement are, they both have a financial responsibility and obligation to this lease agreement. If one moves out and the other one stays, they still are both responsible to make sure the full rental amount is paid until the end of this contract. On the bottom of page 7, section 44, you'll notice it says additional terms. Please note that these are listed on addendum 1, but they are also a part of this rental agreement. Number 1, your AC filters must be changed every 30 days at your expense. If an eviction process is started, there will be a non-refundable $75 fee added to the tenant's ledger. The property condition report must be returned to our office within 5 days of taking possession. If you choose not to renew your lease will continue on a month-to-month lease term. You must give a written 30-day notice to vacate the home. This also applies to the end of the lease term as well. Tenants are responsible for all HOA violations and fines, and tenants must abide by all CCR guidelines. No smoking in the home, garage, or around the eaves of the home. If you choose to paint, it must be painted back to the original color at the end of your lease. All carpets must be professionally cleaned at the time of move-out, and you must provide us with a copy of that receipt. If you break your lease, you will forfeit the entire security deposit. You will also be responsible for a 20% leasing fee, the cost of changing the locks, and the remaining rental amount as contracted in the lease agreement. Tenants must leave all utilities on for the final walkthrough. If they are shut off at the final walkthrough, you will be charged an additional $75 reconnection fee. The outside drop box is checked every morning. We are not responsible for any rent payments dropped off in this drop box located outside of our office. That is 2843-709-9344.
The next addendum we'll be reviewing today is the Renter's Insurance Waiver Form. This is not required by the state of South Carolina. However, if you have a pet or the homeowner is requesting that you have renter's insurance, you will be required to purchase. The next addendum that we'll be going over today is the smoke detector addendum. This addendum is stating that all of the smoke detectors in the home are currently in working condition. If the batteries start beeping, we ask that you change the batteries. However, if you change the batteries and it's still beeping, please contact our maintenance department as soon as possible. Normal wear and tear versus damages. In the event normal wear and tear is neglected, it then becomes damaged property. The question I am asked most frequently is, what is the difference between normal wear and tear versus damages? For a better explanation of normal wear and tear versus damages, I am now going to ask that you read the next couple paragraphs in this addendum, as it better explains the difference between normal wear and tear versus damages. This now brings us to tenant charges. This occurs when there is neglect on your part versus any normal wear and tear. This also does include any HOA fines.
The next addendum that we'll be going over is the lead-based paint addendum. This is simply just stating that if you are moving into a property that was built before 1978, there is a potential of lead-based paint in the home. However, this might not pertain to you, and we ask that you give us a call if you have any questions.
We have 3 more small forms to fill out, just to go over shortly. And then we'll be out of here. Sweet, quick, and to the point. The first one is the utility companies. We will furnish you a sheet that has all of the utility companies, water, gas, electric, trash on them that are in this area, that serve our area. We'll have phone numbers and names. It is your responsibility to find out which utility company services your home. And it is also your responsibility to make sure within 48 hours of signing this lease agreement that you have the utilities turned into your own name. If we have them on at the home, they will be turned off within 48 hours of you signing this lease agreement. So you want to make sure you go straight to your utility companies and get those turned on. And by signing this form, you are saying that you know that the lights need to be in your name within 48 hours. The second form is our maintenance. We have an in-house maintenance company that is not owned by Agent-Owned, but they do handle most of our maintenance. And their phone number is 843-261-7155. Their name is All Blue, and you will call them for any repairs. This form will have all of the information. It'll list for you what are emergency calls. Their hours are 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m., Monday through Friday. And so it will tell you what are emergency calls that you should call on the weekend. And so make sure you read this over very carefully and make sure that you call All Blue when you have a maintenance issue. And by signing this paper, you understand what is an emergency and what isn't an emergency, and also that you should contact All Blue for any type of maintenance. And last but not least, and probably the most important form that we have that you will be given at the lease signing, is the property condition report. This is very, very important that you return this form within 5 days of signing your lease. This form is used not as maintenance. If you have a maintenance issue, you need to contact All Blue. Do not put a maintenance issue on the property condition report. The property condition report is used for us when you move out of the home. We go back to this form. We take pictures. We do our own property condition. And so this property report has every room in the house, the hallway, the kitchen, the bedrooms, the dining room, the exterior, and you want to note anything that is missed, or if there's a crayon mark on the wall, or if there's a big hole somewhere we didn't see, or if there's a hole in the carpet. You want to list every little thing on this sheet. We file this to your address, and when you move out, we use this as a checklist along with our photos and our walkthrough. So if we come in when you move out of the house and there's a hole in the carpet, and it's not on your condition report, then that's going to be a charge to you. So if you don't return this condition report, and again, it must be returned within 5 days of signing this lease, and if you do not return it, we have nothing to go by when you leave. So if we go in and find damage that we don't have record of, it will automatically be charged to your deposit. So this is very, very important for you that you return this. Thanks for all your sitting here and listening to all of this, and we hope all of this answers your questions, but we're always in the office and you can call us at any time. Thanks.
Hello, it's Ralph Weatherill once again, and I hope you've enjoyed watching this video, but even more than that, I hope this video has been informative for you and that it has answered the questions that you might have concerning your tenancy with agent-owned real estate. If you do have any questions, I'd invite you to contact us either through the website or through the phone number that may be going on at the bottom of the screen now. And then finally, I would tell you that a lot of our tenants come in and rent for us for a year or so, and then they look to buy in the Charleston area. And there's a lot of reasons for that. Possibly you're renting today to get to know the area, to make sure it's a part of town you want to have a long-term residence in. But if in fact you are looking to purchase, we have some tools that can assist you, and I would love for you to get involved with some of our agents during that process. Today, as you're renting a new house, that may not be along in your mind right now, but as a year progresses and your tenancy comes to an end, you may be thinking about purchasing. But we have ways to put you on drip campaigns, so where possibly, if you are considering purchasing, we can start sending you properties that may suit your needs. So again, don't hesitate to call us. We have some in-house financing. We have some in-house incentives for our tenants who end up purchasing through us, and we'd love to share those with you. Have a good day.